Award show should not be as difficult as it was a couple of years ago. Moonlight won, not La La Land. What made him do it? He knew he was in his goddamn face. I felt bad for the man. He was Dick Tracy, and they all walked up on stage. What? You didn't win shit.
Gotta keep an eye on you, you fucking piece of shit. Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and this is a giant piece of shit. Freddy's dead.
You scarked yourself, fucker. So you had that little piece of poopy in your underwear when you tried to fart. It was actually a shark. God so damn. Freddy's dead. This is full on, don't give a fuck about the world. Some men just like to watch it burn. MTV, Freddy Krueger, and I know that we've mentioned MTV,
Precious Rubies,
Freddy Krueger a lot, but this one is where it fully takes effect in this movie. Now, the plot is pretty simple. We take place in the future. All the kids of Elm Street in, I'm guessing, I can't remember, Illinois? Springfield, they're all fucking dead. He's killed them all, except for one guy called John Doe. I mean, original? No. But John Doe, we don't even know the fucking kid's name. He's the last surviving member of the group of Elm Street kids.
He was like a guest star from the show Blossom.
I mean, we already know at the very beginning that Freddy is full, like, I'm having a comedic effect. I'm Richard Pryor on a broomstick. Because literally, he's on a broomstick at one point saying, I'll get you, my little pretty, and your soul too. Well, you know, it's just like, and what's the plot? What's the motive behind Freddy? Freddy wants this boy to go out and infect others with the stories of Elm Street and get him to come back.
Nah, dude, the whole fucking thing starts off with this MS-DOS fucking, welcome to the Oregon Trail. It's like, you just got cholera. This movie sucks
fucking
dick.
Carriage.
But no, the movie starts out with this fucking MS-DOS like, all the teenagers and children have been killed, and there's one remaining guy, and it's John Doe, and he's on a fucking Final Destination airplane.
Yeah, but that MS-DOS thing, when you mentioned it, like the way it looked, I always thought it would have been cool. It's like, and his name was Snake Plissken.
The fucking plane crashes or whatever, and then you get this goddamn Wizard of Oz shit where he's in this fucking house, and Freddy's flying around.
They actually do the music from it. It's like and
at first it's like, oh, this is kind of fun and stupid in a wacky ass kind of way, but then he wakes up and he has amnesia. He doesn't remember who he is or how the fuck he got there. He shows up at this halfway fucking house with a bunch of fucking asshole kids, and he's like, I don't remember anything. And it's the worst acting ever because the main girl, Freddy, what turns out to be Freddy's daughter, shows up, and this is, guys, this can be loose as fuck, because I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah, this movie's like, honestly, crazy,
who gives a shit?
fucking weird.
The girl shows up and she's like, well, tell me about yourself. He's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. I don't remember. It's the worst acting ever. She's like, hey, would you like a Diet Coke? And he's like, I don't remember.
I don't like caffeine, bitch. Do you have a Pepsi?
Doc, though.
Doc's cool. I do like Doc.
Doc is cool. Doc is this big fucking black dude who looks like, he just looks like he sells encyclopedias. But he sells it to you as if you're beneath him. He's like, don't you want to learn, son?
No, I don't.
Don't you want to fucking learn?
Maybe I did before you
give a shit about society?
No.
Like, he's a badass. Like, I really do like Doc. Like, he's cool. But then you got these fucking kids. One is Breckin Meyer, who, he would become famous at Road Trip one day. Yeah. Like, he's a pothead in the fucking movie. He's a stoner. You got
Spencer, yeah.
Yeah, you got the girl who basically, her dad used to rape her when she was a kid. Or
that was a pretty intense scene. That
was dark.
When they kind of go in her backstory a little bit.
That was
kind of
dark as fuck.
We don't like that.
Go ahead.
That's like burnt cheese.
Go ahead, skin that smoke wagon.
Oh my god.
Just do it again, I'll slap you red.
You go tell them, turds. Tell all the other turds I'm coming. And hell's following.
But her character is so fucking stupid, dude, because she's like, as soon as they show her, she's like punching a punching bag, and like, all they want to get across is she's fucking angry. I get it, she's fucking angry. But she's such an asshole.
What are you talking about?
The girl.
The main girl?
Yeah, well,
Maggie.
No, not the main girl. I'm talking about the angry blonde chick
whose
dad used to rape her.
Yeah.
Every time they showed her, she's like trying to beat people up, and someone's like, "Hey, can you hand me that Snickers over there?" And she's like, "I'll beat your fucking ass." Like, I get it.
Look, I mean, fine. If you don't like, give me the Milky Way.
You're violent.
Give me the Milky Way.
You're angry.
You like the nougat? So yeah,
stop.
But at least with this one, they fully embrace the stupidity of the film, and they fully embrace the idea that Freddy just didn't care, and we had all the way divorced ourselves from what made the original Nightmare so scary. because really, this movie's not scary at all. Like it's meant to be almost. It's almost a parody. It's almost a parody of Nightmare on Elm Street.
But
it's like a breath of fresh air because it's like.
It's like a breath of
I love the smell of napalm in the morning, or hot ass.
It's like someone's been heating hot ass and
But at least
Cheetos,
that hot ass.
They were like, hey,
yeah.
do you know where the haunted house is?
But see, Nightmare 5 would have given you hot ass and herpes, but at least this one just gives you hot ass.
No, I like 5 better than this one, dude.
I don't know about that. But anyway, so
for sure.
What we have though, I also want to talk about Maggie. Maggie's not a bad character. She's not terrible. She's the main counselor involved with the homeless shelter, and she's trying to help the kids out and try to get them to, you know, adjust and readjust to, you know, life or whatever. She takes the kids out. They go to this old fucking house. They meet these people of Springfield, and they're all weird as fuck. Roseanne, Tom Arnold's there. Alice Cooper shows up later, but we'll talk about him.
Iggy Pop does the main song when the movie opens up, and it's got that quote. And it's got like that serious quote, but then the next quote's "Welcome to Primetime, bitch," and then the Iggy Pop song plays.
I want that poster. I think that
fuck.
poster would be bad. I would love that poster. But anyhow, so they see these weird parents of Springfield because they're all fucked up and kind of not accepting the fact that all their kids are dead, so they're still having these, you know, I don't know, fairs and shit. It's weird. That part is kind of freaky. I mean, in a way. Yeah. If you go to a town where all the kids are dead and murdered because the parents never believed that this fucker was killing them all, and they're just not dealing with the trauma, yeah. I guess in some way that's fucking scary. I mean, it would be scary, but anyhow. Then we get the death scenes of each one. Look, the only death scene that I remember and that I gave a fuck about, Carlos's death, and Carlos gets like the blow him, you know, he gets his head blown off. After Freddy scratches the surface and he blows his head off. That
was a cool scene. Actually, like the dude with the earpiece.
Yeah,
that was a cool scene because even though it's funny and stupid, like Freddy goes, it makes no sense because okay, like the fucking octopus ear goes into his ear, right? And he's in Freddy's boiler room, yeah, and he can hear everything so much. But then Freddy goes up top and he's about to drop a pin, and that shit's funny as shit.
I like
Freddy's
like, oh. There was 2 parts that part was funny, but the part that when he couldn't hear and Freddy was walking by, he was like.
And, you know, that was like when you sneak in your friend's room when he's sleeping and you're gonna wipe a booger on his face or something. You're just like, ah.
You want to make sure that it's safe first. You're like, fuck yeah. Like, he didn't wake up, so now it's time for booger. But also, I want to talk about really quick. Another funny thing is when they're driving, and he was like, Carlos is like. He's just like, what's the map say? He's like, well, the map says we're fucked. I love that part because that part's so real because if you're driving with your friends cross country and this was before like GPS and your friend's like, what's the map say? It's like, are we there? It's like, no, the map says we're fucked because you took the wrong exit, bitch. Like,
that shit was funny as hell. Yeah. I do love that.
And it says, literally, it says, you're fucked. It's like,
yeah, well, the map says we're fucked.
It was so literal.
But that one scene, dude, when Freddy goes to drop the one pin, and he's like, oh no, please don't. You wouldn't do that, would you? It reminded me of The Pest, where he's like, you wouldn't hit a blind guy, would you? But he drops the pin, and he catches it, but then Freddy goes to drop a bunch of pins, and you know it's going to like explode his head or whatever. But what makes no sense is that, like, the whole idea behind a pin dropping is like you couldn't hear a pin drop, the tiniest noise in a quiet room. But this dude is stomping around on metal fucking grates trying to catch the pin. That would be way louder than the pin dropping itself. So by fucking facto, the dude's head would explode way before the pins drop. It's stupid.
Well, you know, he did amplify the earpiece. Maybe he's got that Skynet fucking earpiece that like filters out everything else except the pin drops. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. It's Freddy Krueger and it's a dream. Yeah. I also want to go with. There's 2 things I want to talk about before. I do like, there's only one death scene that really stands out to me and I loved it. I love that one, dude. I love fucking Spencer's death. Like, Spencer's death really captured the 91, the way it felt like Nintendo. It really felt like just capturing that whole fucking moment in time.
Great graphics.
Yeah, and he's like, I beat my high score.
that felt like, and it would have done it in like a Freddy's TV show.
Yeah, it could have been a parody, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think this movie really was a parody of all the craziness of Freddy Krueger. But, you know, he's controlling Spencer through the dream and doing all this shit. He's bouncing him up and down. And then when they unplug the Nintendo set, and he's like, you forgot about the Power Glove! And he has the Power Glove, which we all know about the Power Glove.
You remember the fucking...
and I also want to say...
missile? What was the missile called on Super Nintendo?
The bullet?
No, dude. Super Scope. Super Scope.
Oh, Super Scope. I like my Super Scope.
You're like, I'm going to blow the fuck out of these birds.
I always like Ninja Gate and Master Blaster.
I'm not going to blow the birds. I'm
you like
blow the birds.
They have little peckers.
That'd be weird if you blew birds.
That'd be weird. Yeah, that'd be nasty.
That's some shit.
How can you do that?
That's horrible.
But anyhow, it's just some guy walking around trying to suck the fucking...
Duckhead.
Anyway.
The brand Duckhead.
Duck Hunt.
Holy shit. but it's all connected.
So
you ever use the gun though, like when you're playing guns?
I fucking
like you ran out of cool guns.
Yeah.
And you're like, I got the, you tucked the cord into your pocket.
Yeah.
But then the fucking gun was real.
Yeah. Well,
Some golden
when I played that duck hunt shit. You could get the expansion, but I didn't have the money for it, so I just used the gun. But I got serious with it. I was like, fucking boom, boom, and then I missed one, and then that fucking beagle go, like fucking boom, 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 boom.
I don't think I ever used the super scope for anything but playing guns with my friends. Like, as far as it working on games, it always worked like shit.
No, that bazooka thing didn't work.
But it looked cool under your Christmas tree.
Well, it's kind of like hitting the Game Gear. It didn't work. Yeah. So, anyhow, that was I just liked that fucking scene because it really did capture... It really did capture the 91 spirit as far as like Nintendo and all that stuff. I'm surprised that Nintendo wasn't sponsored in it somewhere.
Should have been. And you also have that cool scene where in that moment where Johnny Depp
That's what I was going to talk about. Johnny Depp.
All you do is smoke weed, man.
So Johnny Depp comes back. I mean, he's not Glenn. He's just a guy who's like...
going to Ithaca.
You guys remember that bullshit like back in the day? It was like, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. And he does the whole fucking thing. And then Freddy's like, boom! He's like, what's wrong with that fucker or whatever? I'm like, God, man, yeah, thank you for doing that. Because finally he did. But it was cool to see Johnny Depp coming back and reprising a small-ass role for that. And because, you know, Johnny Depp's not an asshole. Like, he actually always gives props to Wes Craven for giving him his first start in movies, and it happens to be a Nightmare on Elm Street. So that was a really cool death scene, and that was a cool moment, a touching thing about, you know, throwing back to the first one. Now, fast-forwarding through all the other bullshit, after Carlos and Spencer are dead, what we find out is that John Doe has convinced himself and convinced others that he is the child of Freddy Krueger after they've discovered some things about him. No, he's not. And I do think it's funny though when he's like, there's one scene where he's like, he falls out of the plane and he's like, pull for emergency, and he pulls and he's like floating, and then Freddy comes down and he's like, did you think I was your daddy?
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, and he's you know, he slices off the emergency cord.
I was so happy to see him actually die. Like,
yeah.
when he's falling, I'm like, please die.
Yeah, so he
Please
slices off the
die.
emergency cord, the parachute. He's falling down, and he's going to hit these spikes that Freddy's pushing on the roadway. He's like, whew. He even does this like Three Stooges thing where he's pushing these metal spikes, and he's like, and then he keeps pushing it. So he hits
Fuck
that.
you, Ice Maker!
I can't believe it. Still does it.
Damn it.
And
I hope he fucking
so he does die, and later on through other things.
But that death scene looks so fake, dude.
Yeah.
Like when he falls on the Liu Kang spikes.
Yeah.
Like
the pit.
You could see.
You didn't even fight Reptile,
you could
bitch.
see so clearly it was a fucking like mattress or whatever. Like that was like gushing the fucking blood out. It was terrible.
Maggie is standing there. And
Freddy's not my dad. She's like, his daughter's a girl.
Freddy jumps into her brain, and then we see the car. You know, Maggie's like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck just happened? I just smoked a lot of blunts, and I didn't even know I smoked it." And she's driving, and then all of a sudden you see Freddy, or not see Freddy, but you see the dream world kind of shatter, so he gets out of the real world. Now that was cool. I did like that scene. I thought that was cool that Freddy's trying to spread himself, spread his seed. And we get back to the homeless shelter. They're trying to convince him about Carlos and Spencer. They don't even know the fuck they are because they've been blinked out of existence. That's a new fucking power of Freddy, I guess.
Those MS-DOS records.
Yeah, he could just fucking blink you out of existence now. And
but Doc knows what's up.
But Doc's the only one.
Doc's like shit.
Doc's like the Dream Master 5000.
Yeah.
He's got, like you mentioned the Super Genie.
Yeah.
He's got that. He's putting them cheat codes in. And
Game Genie.
No, the Game Genie. I never could afford it. So
Me either.
I call it because we ain't got no fucking Game Genie. Because it's super cheap. You got that Sega Cast. It's like, well, there was a Sega Saturn drink. I was like, I just said we couldn't afford it. It's like, anyway. So in doing what they find out later on is Maggie is the daughter.
Yeah, she finds the adoption decree. Which what the fuck? She finds out that she's his daughter, and they're like, well, if we put on the they do the same fucking idea. They're like, well, if I go into his dream land, I can catch him, bring him out of it, and if I put on these 3D glasses, I don't fucking know. But basically, you go into 3D Freddy land, an excuse for the movie to go 3D, which it was. It was the only 3D movie in the Freddy franchise. She goes into Freddy land, which looks like a fucking theme park. She falls into it, she grabs him, she pulls him back out of it, and then the worst, just the worst goddamn tuna sandwich, fuckface McGee, goddamn gargle juice I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Gargle juice?
They get into a fight. A hand-to-hand, this fucking chick, this random-ass fucking psychiatrist chick gets in a fucking hand-to-hand fist fight with Freddy after you have a flashback, which is sort of
I do like the flashback. We didn't mention that because she goes inside of Freddy's brain, and besides that, Doc has already given us the idea of what Freddy actually is. These 3 little worms got inside his butt one day when he was getting burned alive and gave him superpowers. The dream sperm. Yeah, they gave him sperm-like powers because when he was dying from being burned alive, he's like, yes, I want to live for eternity. And they're like, okay,
I want it all.
It's like, I'm up your butt. Time for fun for me.
Wentworth.
And so these sperm go up his butt, and he gets these superpowers, and that's what Freddy Krueger is, apparently. These little worms that give him the gifts. So,
bullshit.
I know. Excuse me. Excuse me.
God.
So when she drags him out, like you said, they have this hand-to-hand combat bullshit, and she can fight him like a motherfucker. She's got some goddamn Neo moves. And, makes no sense, because we didn't talk about that. We don't know why, but she does. And Freddy was like, the flashback I was talking about was cool, is when she goes in Freddy's mind, and you see him when he was a kid, and he was getting made fun of when he was in kindergarten, and then when Alice Cooper shows up and like starts smacking him, it's like, can I have another star? He's like, yeah. He's like, fatality. And then he's like, yes. I mean, those are pretty cool scenes. I mean, they didn't capitalize on those scenes.
All I wanted was some SpaghettiOs.
But then again, I don't really need to know much about Freddy except that he was a pedophile,
and I definitely don't want
so
this movie to paint the picture.
Yeah.
If anybody's gonna paint the fucking Freddy background, I don't want it to be this hot piece of shit.
So she's putting the glove on. Oh my god, guys. She's putting the glove on. He's like, how's it feel? Put it on. He's like, come to daddy and let me show you how to use it. And then she's like, I already know how to use it. And like, kills his ass. And then mean chick blonde girl won, and Doc is in the gates, like, you know, throwing. Where the fuck did they get the dynamite?
It was a pipe bomb, because Spencer had a pipe bomb in his house earlier. He's like, here's a pipe bomb. I'm so high right now. And then she sticks it in him, and Freddy fucking dies. And
he blows up.
What's the worst thing about this movie? And this is just my fucking goddamn piece of shit sparkle motion moment right here. This is my fucking rating. I give this movie a goddamn 1.5 is what I give this movie as a whole, because this movie, I don't even count it as fucking canon. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can tell me it's canon, it's not fucking canon.
Oh my god, you're getting so crazy. Woo! We'll see you in the ring tomorrow. Woo!
But it's not fucking canon to me, dude. This is a fucking joke. This is actually, when you because New Nightmare doesn't count towards canon.
No.
This is actually how Freddy dies. Can you believe that shit? Can you fucking believe it?
No.
This is how Freddy's supposed to fucking die, is this goddamn piece of garbage juice?
I will say, you're right.
Oh,
you're right.
God.
I don't like this fucking movie one bit. But I will say I had fun in certain scenes with this movie, because they just glorified the fact that Freddy, at this point, nobody took him seriously. We are nippled Batman all the way through this thing. And they were like, we're going to have fun with it. It doesn't matter, but you're right. I don't include it as canon, even though it has to be included as canon, because he does die, and it's called The Final Nightmare. It just felt very cheap. It almost felt like when they pitched this idea to the studios, to New Line, and they're like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess. I got some bills coming up. I got to pay my water bill, so we got to put a movie out there. It kind of felt like that. I don't feel like much love went into it. In certain ways, there was love as far as the character goes and the fan service, because they make Freddy. I mean, Freddy's Freddy. I mean, as far as what we know as Freddy. But I didn't like Dreamchild. But at least they tried in Dreamchild. At least they were trying to go for a dark-ass fucking movie, and it just failed. This one never even tried to make it any more than what it was. But because of that, and we do talk about how we like one-shots, I would put this as a one-shot that failed. Like, you know, if it was like a comic book one-shot that failed, enough of it, I had a good time watching it, that I could skip if I wanted to, and I would never do that. I could skip all the other entries and just watch that movie, and that would be, no, I'm not saying I would watch that. I'm just saying if you wanted to watch that movie, it would be so different, and it has nothing to do with the overall series.
Yeah.
Either way, it was an attempt to make Freddy, at that point, because Freddy had become so popular, Freddy had become so, like, on the posters of every kid's room, and everybody was worshiping him, to be like, we're just going to make a Mad TV SNL skit of him and put that shit out there as a full-length 1 hour, 35-minute movie, and fuck it. But you know the worst goddamn thing about this movie? I mean, it's not the worst, but it's definitely one that really stamped the needle in your dick hole, was at the very end when she was like, God damn, it just looked terrible. She was like,
Freddy's dead.
Freddy's dead. I'm like,
yeah.
Fucking
I'd have rather
bullshit.
drop Dirk Diggler's dick in front of the camera.
I was like, you literally just spit in my mouth.
Howard the Duck doing heroin. I would have rather seen Michael Jordan licking a fucking cantaloupe.
I would have rather have seen Mike Tyson winning a boxing match post face tattoo. Sorry. But there's a lot of things about this movie that are terrible and awful and just meaningless and stupid and really a slap in the face of true horror fans that love the Nightmare series. But then again, I think that they took their time trying to make sure that people got the message that they weren't making it serious. And we all get that. When you watch it, there's no way these motherfuckers are making this thing serious. And I give it a 2.5. You give it less than that for sure. But at the same time, I can enjoy it for the piece of shit that it was. And that's about all I can do. I'm not going to say at all, in any shape, form whatsoever, that it's something that should be involved with the canon at all. I would never, ever want that to be involved. But I will just say I had a good time watching it, even though it sucked.
I'll say this, Freddy as a whole, through the entire movies, when you put him up against Michael and Jason, and we're going to do a video, this is good fucking video.
Ooh,
yeah.
You have a finger up.
Oh, yeah. Cup of coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah!
Fucking death scenes of any of the top 3. And Jason has some pretty fucking bad ones.
I don't
but
know.
the way they kill Freddy off in 4, 5, and this fucking movie is a goddamn travesty.
Yeah,
and what
those
pisses
ones,
me off the most about this movie, if this was like part 3 or some shit, it's like whatever, we can wash that away. But this is what ended the Freddy we know from the original Wes Craven film. Because New Nightmare doesn't count as canon. This is the end of Freddy, and it's this goddamn fucking smelly ass tomato garbage juice fucking movie.
I think that it was a bad time. It was a bad moment to make the movie, but they had to make some money. Somebody's fucking car bill and child payment was due, and they got to do what they got to do. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this happened.
Just, dude, it chaps my fucking asshole. Comment down below, let us know what your all's thoughts are. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some. God damn, way
Get the fuck off and in your butt. God, get out of my dreams.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.